Welcome to Man at the Tap, a podcast from Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on a daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we refer to the daily Bible reading as our spiritual manna. It nourishes our souls, fostering spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. Today is Monday, August 18th, 2025, in the 10th week after Pentecost during this season of ordinary time. This is a time for us to live an extraordinary, disciplined life as we experience spiritual growth. The lectionary reading is from the New Testament book of First John, a series of 3 letters sent to small Christian communities dispersed across Asia Minor. The author, the elderly Apostle John, was the last surviving disciple of Jesus. He was exiled from Jerusalem and was now living on the Isle of Patmos, a Greek island off the west coast of Turkey. He also wrote the Gospel of John and the book of Revelation, which is the final book in the Bible. His letters are brief, but they are rich in content. His messages are simple as he describes the world in which the communities live as uncomplicated. The lectionary reading today is from 1 John chapter 4 verses 1 to 6. John aims to address the issue of false teachers who have entered the communities and how to distinguish the truth of who Jesus is. John gets right to the point. He warned the communities not to trust everyone who comes preaching and teaching. They need to be certain of what is being taught, and he provided this guideline. The teaching must acknowledge that Jesus Christ is the Son of God who came as a real flesh and blood person. If the teaching did not acknowledge this, John told them it was a Christ denying teaching and they should not believe it. The communities knew that John had first-hand knowledge of Jesus. And during Jesus' earthly ministry, the Pharisees, the religious leaders at that time, were willing to say that Jesus was a good and wise teacher. Some even said maybe he was a prophet, but they were not willing to call Jesus the Son of God. John assured the communities that they belonged to God and they came from God. They were already victorious because they had the Spirit of truth within them, which was far stronger than false teachers or anything else in the world. The false teachers, he said, belonged to the Christ-denying world. They spoke the language of that world, and everyone that embraced it, they were like that. They were to have nothing to do with God and would, of course, refuse to listen. That was what the Christ-denying world was like. Therefore, John tells his communities, leave those people alone. He then reaffirmed to them that they belong to God, and as they listened to John, they would learn how to distinguish the spirit of truth from the spirit of deception. The ability to recognize and celebrate the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ is indeed a gift from the Spirit of truth to us.